The courtroom buzzed. Tension hung thick in the air. All eyes were on the jury box. A hush fell as the foreperson read the verdict, guilty. The word echoed through the room, a hammer blow to the heart of American politics. For the first time in history, a former U.S. president faced a criminal conviction. Donald J. Trump, the man who had once commanded the Oval Office, now stood condemned by a jury of his peers. The charges were serious, stemming from Trump's alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 election. Prosecutors presented a mountain of evidence, Trump's own words in speeches and on social media, urging his supporters to fight like hell, his pressure campaign on state officials to alter election results, the January 6th insurrection, fueled by his baseless claims of widespread voter fraud. Trump, defiant as ever, denounced the trial as a witch hunt, a politically motivated attack orchestrated by his enemies. The verdict sent shockwaves across the nation. In the streets, reactions were visceral and divided. Trump supporters, some in tears, cried foul, echoing his claims of a rigged system. Anti-Trump demonstrators celebrated, waving flags and chanting slogans of victory. The nation, already deeply polarized, seemed to crack a little further. The courtroom had been a crucible, a stage for a high-stakes legal drama. The prosecution, meticulous and relentless, presented a compelling narrative of Trump's alleged crimes. They painted a picture of a president desperate to cling to power, willing to subvert democracy itself to achieve his aims. Witness after witness took the stand, their testimonies weaving a tapestry of deceit and manipulation. The defense, for their part, mounted a vigorous counteroffensive. They attacked the credibility of witnesses, highlighted inconsistencies in the prosecution's case, and argued that Trump's actions were protected by the First Amendment. They portrayed Trump as a victim, a patriot targeted for his beliefs. The courtroom became a battleground of ideas, a microcosm of the nation's deep divisions. At the center of it all stood Trump, a lightning rod for controversy. His presence loomed large, even as he remained mostly silent throughout the proceedings. His expressions, captured by courtroom artists and broadcast nationwide, spoke volumes: defiance, anger, frustration. He was a man accustomed to the spotlight, now facing the harsh glare of justice. The verdict did little to heal the wounds that divided America. If anything, it poured salt on them. On cable news and social media, the usual partisan battles raged. Pundits and politicians, their voices amplified by algorithms, retreated to their respective corners, reinforcing existing biases. The chasm between red and blue America seemed wider than ever. In households across the country, families found themselves divided. Dinner table conversations became minefields, political differences erupting into heated arguments, friendships fractured, strained by the weight of opposing viewpoints. The trial, far from bringing closure, exposed the raw nerves of a nation grappling with its identity. Yet, amidst the division, there were also glimmers of hope. The trial, for all its ugliness, served as a powerful reminder of the rule of law, a bedrock principle of American democracy. It demonstrated that no one, not even a former president, is above the law. This message resonated with many, regardless of their political affiliation. The guilty verdict carried immense weight. It marked a turning point in American history, a reckoning for a president who had tested the limits of his power. The verdict sent a clear message: attempts to undermine democracy will not be tolerated. The institutions of government, though battered, had held firm. The legal ramifications were significant. Trump faced the prospect of prison time, a stunning fall from grace for a man who had once occupied the highest office in the land. His conviction also had far-reaching implications for his political future, potentially barring him from holding public office again. Beyond the legal and political consequences, the verdict carried a profound moral weight. It served as a condemnation of Trump's actions, his rhetoric, and his legacy. It affirmed the values of truth, accountability, and respect for democratic norms. Trump, never one to shy away from a fight, vowed to appeal the verdict. His legal team, gearing up for a protracted legal battle, promised to take the case all the way to the Supreme Court. The outcome of these appeals remained uncertain, leaving Trump's future hanging in the balance. The verdict threw Trump's political future into disarray. While his most ardent supporters remained loyal, his grip on the Republican Party seemed to loosen. The prospect of a convicted felon leading the party in the next election filled many Republicans with unease. A new generation of GOP leaders, sensing an opportunity, began to distance themselves from Trump. Despite the uncertainty, one thing was clear: Trump's influence on American politics was far from over. He remained a potent symbol for millions of Americans, his brand of populism still resonating deeply. Whether he could leverage that support into a political comeback remained to be seen. The trial and conviction of Donald Trump will forever be etched in the annals of American history. It was a moment of profound consequence, a test of the nation's democratic ideals and the strength of its institutions. The verdict, while momentous, did not signal an end, but rather a beginning. The road ahead promised to be rocky. The divisions exposed by the Trump presidency, exacerbated by the trial, would not heal overnight. The battle for the soul of America, a battle over truth and justice, would continue. Yet, even in the darkness, there was hope. The trial had reaffirmed the importance of the rule of law, a beacon of light in turbulent times. It had shown that even the most powerful are not above the law, and it had reminded the world that democracy, while fragile, is worth fighting for.